Well. Good morning, good people. How are you? Hi, it has been long time. I hope you're all doing well wherever you are. Good morning, good evening, whatever time it is in your place. uh, Personally, I am good. I am okay. And before anything, let me just welcome you to Nemo's Retreats. My God, it's been long since I said that. Welcome to Nemo's Retreats. And my name is Faith. And welcome to my channel. I know it has been long. But finally, I am here at the comfort of my bed because I don't want to keep telling my kids to just keep quiet, so I'm just hiding here in my bedroom, and also there's some good lighting here. So today I will just take you through my first contract in the cruise ship. As the title says, that I will take you through the highlights and the lowlights that I personally experienced in the ship during my first contract. Currently, I'm on vacation, and by vacation I mean, I'm not saying that by vacation I mean I am on a break from work. That is vacation. So I'm on vacation, and forgive me for my throat. I have flu for the past 1 week. That is how the Nairobi welcomed me. Anyway, we continue regardless. So, where do I start? Let me start from how I got the job, because most people, when they hear that I'm working the cruise ship, they wonder, how did you get the job? So I'll take you through how I got the job, and now how I went to the ship, and how the ship operates, the itineraries, and so on. So the highlights and the lowlights when I was working there. So first thing first, how did I get the job? So before I left, I was just stay-at-home mom. I was baking here and there. I love baking because that has been my passion throughout my career life. I mean, I've been a pastry chef. So even when I was at home, I was still doing cakes, and I had my baby. So my baby right now is 2 years. So he was born in 2021. So from COVID, since COVID hit, I've been at home and working from home and baking and all sorts of things. So if you know, when COVID hit, most of the businesses went down, and I understand. So we didn't have personally, I didn't have a stable income. So this one day, and I really, honestly, I was okay because my husband was working, but still, and I was not even thinking about going back to work at the moment. At that moment. So what happened is, one day my husband came and told me, "Babe, have you seen this post on Facebook that there's a Royal Caribbean recruitment at Italy?" It was just a post on Facebook, and I was like, that seems to be too good to be true, because how can a job be a genuine job? Like, we know how Nairobi works, so how can a genuine job be advertised on Facebook? So for me, I had doubts, but then we agreed that as he goes to work, he will go and check if it is true at Utalii. 10 minutes later, after he left, he called me and told me, oh, you can't believe this. The people who are at Utalii right now, like there were plenty, thousands of people at Utalii that had gone for recruitment. So it was true. There was a recruitment going on. So I was like, okay, thinking about it. I have kids, and I'm like, I don't know if I really want it, but we will see. So that's what happened. When he came back in the evening, sorry about that. When he came back in the evening, he told me, I was thinking during the day, and I told him, I don't know how to go about it, but if I go and I pass, if I go for because the recruitment was happening and you were applying and doing the interview same day, and at the same day you would know if you have passed or you have not passed. So okay, I knew if this is a mass recruitment, then that means they require a lot of people, and I knew I might be among them if I happen to go for the interview. So that I was discussing with my husband. I was telling him, now if I go and I pass, there's no turning back, and I'll now start thinking about how do I leave my kids, how we are so much used to be together that it was now becoming a reality even before I left for the interview. How will it go? How to cut the short story, the long story short, the following morning, actually the following morning at around 4 a.m. my husband told me, no, it was before we sleep, my husband told me, just go and try, you never know, go and try. I'll be left with the baby today, just go, not go to work, just go, because we didn't have a house by then, so one of us had to be left with the kids. So he said he will be left with the kids as I go for and try if I'll get the chance. So early in the morning I woke up at 6, and then I went, printed out my CVs, and I had to carry my passport because that was one of the requirements. So we are always ready with our passports. Like, we are always ready. Like, if we happen to be told go, we just go same time. So I just took my passport, went, printed my CVs, and off I left to the Utalii. When I reached, there was plenty of people. Very early in the morning, but there was plenty of people. Okay, what happened there is there was a recruitment that you would go and be given a link, personal link. After you given the personal link that you cannot share with anyone, then you apply through it. You fill those applications like a form. Then you apply all those forms. Then you're given a tracking number. Then after that, with your tracking number, you would go for the interview same day. Okay. Now the line after I'm telling you that day. Okay, I was leaving that place at around, I knew my kids were okay with the father, so I didn't really mind spending the whole day there, but I knew if I will not get out of that place without knowing my fate. So after holding the whole process took place. Chaos. I mean, it was chaos because there were a lot of people, and the whole process took place, and I was living there 1 a.m. like whole day and almost half of the night. So I was going home at 1 a.m. Okay, that done. I was recruited, and by the time I was living there, I was told I have passed. So I had applied as a baker. Forgive me. I had applied as a baker. So when things started now, after that, things started moving. We had to do medical. We started with, I remember we started with, we started with training. There is an STCW training, this medical, and then there is visa. But one thing we didn't know, because we were the first people that were, there was no much knowledge about everything. So what happened is, or what we need to know is, that the visa, which is very crucial, is not guaranteed. You can do medical trainings and all, but the visa was not guaranteed. Like, you can go to the US embassy and they don't give you the visa, and you have already done your medicals and trainings, and then you end up losing all the money, and it is a bit expensive for all those things. So what happens is, what you should do, or what happened, we started with medical. We didn't know. We started with trainings and medicals, then we ended up with the visa. Thank God that we did not fail the visa. But what should happen is, you should start with the visa, and once you are sure that you have your visa, then you can proceed with the medicals. Sorry, you can proceed with the medicals and training. So, but God was with us. So we did everything happened. But it took a long time, because the recruitment happened in end of June, and I remember end of June, and when I was living here, I left here in October 29th was the day I was supposed to embark on the ship. So it's a process. It's not a one-day process. And even having the offer letter and letter of employment is not a one-day thing. So anyone who has applied and is waiting for the offer letter or letter of employment, then just have patience. That's what I would say. It is not a one day thing. So I don't want to take much time on that. So fast forward now, October on 27, I'm supposed to leave. I'm leaving now, and I'm leaving my family, my kids. Sorry, I was leaving my kids. It wasn't easy. No, it wasn't easy for any one of us. It wasn't easy for the kids. It wasn't easy for myself, because luckily it is an 8 months contract. It is not a 2 years contract, or like most of the companies, or it's just 8 months is manageable. So that is a good thing. So I went to the ship. Okay, 27th, I left here. I left Kenya, destined to Los Angeles. It was a long flight. Have never been so tired. Long flight, and I was connecting to Dubai. So from here to Dubai 5 hours, and then from Dubai to Los Angeles it was 16 hours. So oh my god, I was super tired and jet lag. It was so tiresome, but okay. We reached there and we were taken to Sheraton hotel. It was the best experience. I mean, the company had planned for that. Sorry. Excuse me. So the company had planned for that, and it was good. We had nice sleep. So we arrived there on 28th, and then I met other people who were going in the same place. So I was not alone. So we met there, Sheraton, stayed overnight. Then the following morning, the bus to take us to the ship came for us. The reality is that now we are 21 hours away from home. Okay, it was a nice experience. I would not complain about that. It was a nice experience, and it was a miracle. Let me tell you, it's a miracle to even find yourself in the US. So, okay, now we take a bus to the ship, and when we got to the ship, our admin, we are received by the galley. The kitchen there is called the galley. So we are received by the culinary admin, and then after that she took us around. This is where you be sleeping, this is your cabin, this is where you do your laundry, this is where the crew mess is, this is where you be working from, and then this is where you take your uniforms. Everything we were shown around, and that was it. Let me tell you, we arrived there at 9 a.m. Okay, we were oriented up to around 2. Up to 2, and then we went I personally went to the cabin. After cabin, I went to my uniforms, and then you were told by 5 you should be in the executive chef's office, and then from there he will show you where you will be working. Excuse me. So far so good. So we started work now from the cabin, took my uniform back to the cabin, arranged my personal items in my wardrobe and all those stuff, and then by 5 in your uniform, now you should go to the galley and meet the executive chef. Then after that, the executive chef will hand you over to your department. I was handed over to the executive pastry chef, who now showed me, this is your station. Okay, but let me tell you, that was around 5 p.m. and from 5 p.m. up to the day I was leaving, from the 5 p.m. of that day of 29th, 5 p.m. from 29th of October at 5 p.m. up to when did I come back? Up to I even forgot. When did I come back? Oh, 26th. Up to 26th. Okay, 25th at night. Up to 25th, night of 25th. My friends, I have been working without day off, no sick off, no nothing. The moment I was shown, this is your space, this is where you be working, hey, that's when I know I am If you see me here, my God, I am strong. I am so strong. I keep telling myself, Faith, you're very strong. Because, okay, maybe we expected some easier, let me just say easier time than what we got, because working in the ship is not a walk in the park. You need to be very, very strong, have a strong will. You need to, because let me tell you, especially the galley, if you're working in the galley, sometimes I tend to think, I don't know if other people in other departments work as hard as we do, but in the galley, my friend, it is very, very, very hard. I don't know, but at some point, I felt like, as much as I love pastry, especially in the pastry, leave alone even the galley, in the galley is hard. But in the pastry is even harder to work in the galley. In the pastry section is very, very hard. Okay, but we managed. Let me tell you, things that I have done in my I didn't know I can work that hard. I didn't know, but I thought motherhood was hard, but wow, working in the cruise ship is very hard, very hard. It's not easy, man. You don't even want. What motivates someone is that after every 2 weeks, after every 2 weeks, you receive your salary. After every 2 weeks, you receive a salary. After every 2 weeks, now that keeps you it motivates you. Because I can imagine if I was working that hard and I'm receiving salary after one whole 1 month working, and I'll receive a salary after a whole month. So that money motivates you. And also, you don't want anyone to joke with your money, because people tend to think that everyone that goes abroad has gone to pick money like this. It is not like that, my friend. It is work that you have really, it is money that you're paid after you have really worked hard for. It's not something to joke with. Honestly, you don't want even to spend like you want this money to go somewhere that you will eventually remember it for something. Because anyway, we survived for the 7 months that I have worked, because they reduced my contract by 1 month. So instead of working for 8 months, I had 7 months, which I was so much grateful, because I was like, if I worked, okay, my baby is here. Baby, hold on, guys, hold on. So guys, sorry, I am back. So I was saying how hard it is to earn the money in the cruise ship. And okay, apart from very, 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 very hard work, on the positive side, let me just take on the let me take you through how working in the ship means, like how the ship moves. Because most people think that when I say I am in the US, like I am located in one place. No. Working in a cruise ship means that when I left, I went to Los Angeles. Then the bus took us to the port terminus, like the port where the ships are. Yeah. So after by that time, the home port was Los Angeles. That means that every time we will be picking up guests from Los Angeles, go with them. We were moving from Los Angeles, then we will go to Mexico. In the Mexico, there were 3 ports that we would go. There was Cabo, there was Ensenada, and the other one was Vallarta. There were not only 3. There was another one, Vallarta, Cabo, Ensenada. But those were the most ports that we used to visit. And then after that, we would go back to, can I remember? We will go back to Los Angeles. No, I think there was one port I'm forgetting. I can't remember. But it's like picking. It's like tuseme gari ya Githurai inachukua watu town. That is the main port. So the main home port was Los Angeles. So we would pick them. So in gari ya Githurai inachukua watu town. But this time, it's not taking people home. Now we are going to. They will go to tuseme ichukue watu town, and then iwalete survey, and then iwalete Githurai, then Kahawa West, then irudi, and then irudi iwarudisha hadi town. So again watakuwa tu wanaangalia views na nini. That is how, in the ship, that is how it works. Like, you move from that home port, which is Los Angeles, pick the guests, let's say like 3,000 guests, then pick them, and then take them to, currently I left them when it was in Alaska, take them to Alaska, and then they would get out, just see the views, then by a certain time they come back. Then from there, take them to Victoria, Canada, and then they get out, they see the views, they enjoy, and then they get in at a certain time. Then after 7 days, they will be taken back to Seattle or any other home port. That is how it works. So when the guests are on board, that means if it is coming from Seattle, then we go to Victoria, Canada, or from Seattle to Alaska, and then it will take, let's say, a day without stopping before, like, we at sea. That time we would be at sea. That time, no one can get out, of course. Nobody can get out at sea. So the only time we get out is, well, even when we get time to get out is when you have your breaks. Let's say we are going to Victoria, Canada, or let me just give an example of Alaska. We are going to Ketchikan in Alaska, and then my duty starts from 9 a.m. I'm supposed to have 2 hours break in between. So within these 2 hours break, I can arrange myself. I go, maybe I don't eat that day, I want to go outside, then arrange myself, I go outside. Within those 2 hours, I should be back to work. So ni mimi nijipange within that time vile nita manage kutoka nje, niende if I want to do some shopping, if I want to do and go take some pictures, I want to go. Okay, those are the things that some people will enjoy, as in the guests pay fees to just go around. You're not paying anything to go and see all those things. You can arrange yourself, your time and all those things, but eventually I don't want to discourage anyone. No. I don't want to discourage anyone. If you're planning to go to work in the ship, please be armed with strength. Pray to God, because every day I could pray to God. Sometimes I would sometimes I'll be so overwhelmed emotionally, physically, mentally, you know. Sometimes it's draining, like you know, you have to work continuously. You only have like 5 hours to rest, because even when they say you have to rest for 10 hours, that means, okay, let me take you through my schedule. My day schedule was like 9:30 in the morning I go to work, and then I'm supposed to take lunch break, which is supposed to be 1 hour. Let's say from 12 to 1, I'm supposed to take one lunch break. Then after that, sorry, I go back to work 1 to 2. Then from 2 to 4, I'm supposed to take a break, 2 hours. And then I go back from 4 p.m. to maybe 6:37. I go for dinner break, maybe 30 minutes. I go 7 to 7:30, or maybe 1 hour. 1 hour, let's say 1 hour. So from 7 to 8, I take the break, and then I go back to work from 8 to 10:30. That is how it's supposed to be. So you end up working like 10 hours, you know. You work 10 hours. But this is just time. This is just for formality. Let me just say that. It's just for formality. That is how your time plan is supposed to be. But sometimes, and most of the times, it's not always like that. That's why you see there is overtime, because sometimes you have a lot of work to do that you cannot even take a break. Sometimes you don't even have that time to eat. Sometimes you don't have time even for yourself. And you just go to the cabin like this. Instead of going to eat, you're like, I can take 30 minutes, go eat. But then when you're on your way to Krumes, you like, no way, I can't even eat. Let me just go to the cabin and just rest even for 30 minutes. And then you go to the cabin and you sit down like this, and you're closing your eyes like this, and before you realize, because you have to set an alarm, because if you don't set an alarm, you will sleep. You're tired. So any chance you get to sit down, you just. So imagine that time, 30 minutes. You have to set time. So you go sit like this, and you're dozing, and then before you realize, the alarm rings and you have to go back to work, and you didn't eat. It is not easy. It is not easy. Yeah, I was even losing weight. It's a good way of losing weight, by the way. Working a cruise ship, you will lose weight. Trust me. In the galley, especially, you will, where there is food, but you will lose weight. So I finally, it's if you see me not posting anything, if you see me, please understand that sometimes I don't even have that time. I forget my phone is very far from me. You can only do so much. I can only do like so much. I can't. Sometimes you have to overlook some things. So when you get time, you just have to talk to your family. You know, most of the time I just talk to my kids. And because also internet is limited, you just have time for just talk to your kids, and you know, find out how they're doing, and pray, and just sleep the next day. And during that time, after you leave your work, you are supposed to rest, have maybe like 8 hours of sleep. That's how it's supposed to be. You have at least 8 hours of sleep. But sometimes when you have that 8 hours of sleep, those 8 hours are the ones you're supposed to divide. You have your personal time, laundry time, you time. So at the end of the day, you find you're sleeping like 4 hours, and you worked for like 13 hours, and it is not simple job. It's not simple job. So finally, when I was like 1 month to December came, I was the happiest soul, because my God, I needed to rest. And I had said when I go home, because the vacation is supposed to be 2 months. I have 2.5 months, and I had said those 2.5 months I'm going to sleep. I don't want any disturbances. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to sleep and rest and enjoy my time, because this is the time I that's when you appreciate. When you have your kids around, you appreciate. When you have rest, when you sleep, you can sleep. You don't set alarm. You don't set alarm, because you can sleep until the next day. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Yo, it's a miracle, I'm telling you. For me to sleep during the day anytime I feel like, and even don't touch anything, I don't work, I don't feel guilty right now. I want to rest. I want to just have time and just rest. Because I don't know if it is the first contract, because I'm thinking it's because maybe, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it's because, when you go to a boarding school for the first time, and now you have homesick, you have you have homesick, you want to go home, you just feel tired, when you were from one, or just say when you go to a boarding for the first. That's how I felt. I felt like I want to go home. I used to cry. Especially when I remember my kids. I used to cry, and I remember them. And then I'm like, I don't know. I'm doing all this because of them. Because if I didn't have any kids, my God, I would just quit. If I didn't have anyone that is motivating me, I wouldn't do that. But then, okay, do I quit? Then I come to this economy, and then what? We look at each other like this? What next? And I also know, and I believe that, because I am a believer, and I know that God has good plans. Honestly, what I know is that God has very good plans that are in line like this. I might not know what is ahead. I might not know where this one is taking me to. I don't know. I feel like it's a gold, like being taken through a furnace, for a better environment, for a better place, for like I feel like this is a stepping stone, of which I can't say to where, but I feel like God has really good plans for that. Good plans for me. He has good plans for me, and for my kids, for my husband, for my family. Yani God has, because He has always surprised me. He has always, even when I doubt myself, even when I feel like I'm not doing the best, even so, God has always come through, and He has always showed me that I am thinking about you. I have you in my palm, and I can read. Every time God is looking at me like this, and He's saying to me, I am His beloved. I'm His beloved. So really, I can't say that I will not go back to the same. Of course, I don't know. I can't say I will not go back to the same. But it is not easy. It is not easy. Most people actually ask me, how do I get a job? How do I always send them links. When I find a link of ships applying, of ships recruiting, I always send links to anyone who asks me to give. But that's all I can do. I cannot connect anyone. I cannot connect beyond there, because I also was not, it is not like I know anyone there that I can connect you with. It is not you understand, guys. It's the only thing I can do is to give you links for you to apply them through. So that's what I've been doing. Anyway, that is my experience. I really wanted to give it out, take it out of my chest, because I know most people, maybe the other people have different experience. That is my own that is my own experience. Oh, that is mine. That is my own experience, and I don't want to discourage anyone. It is good experience also, because after that your CV boosts. Like it's, if you've worked in a cruise ship, you can work anywhere else around the world. Like, it is a very recognizable role, working in the ship. So if you work in the ship, don't give up. My first contract was like that, and I made friends, very good friends. And actually, one of my highlights is that the friends that are in the friends that you get around there, of course you can choose wisely who and how and who to relate with, but the friends I got to myself were really valuable. And I really felt so bad that I had to leave some had to leave me. And every time someone would leave, that would encourage me, because when a contract came to an end and someone leaves, and I'm like, oh my god, hata mimi yangu itafika, you know, I will also go. I will also. So I was really looking forward to coming back home and enjoy some sleep, enjoy some space, enjoy some normalcy, you know, some normalcy, you understand, enjoy some, not only working environment, but also interacting with nature, you understand, and also knowing that there is life, you know, and appreciating the fact that sometimes when we are out here, we don't appreciate that normalcy. Sometimes we just think, like, because we have not experienced other, like, how do I say, we have no experience of other states, like other, I don't know how to put it, but I hope you get it. I'm saying now I can appreciate the place better. I can appreciate my space. Sometimes I was wondering, did this thing turn me into an introvert? Because sometimes I feel like I don't want to be around people. I don't want to go outside and see. I just want to be in the house. I just want to be quiet, be myself, be here, enjoying the you know, the peace of mind. But I thank God. You guys, I don't want this video I didn't want this video to go to be so long, but I hope you learned something from that. I hope I encourage someone. I hope I hope this one doesn't make you feel discouraged. I want you to be encouraged that, oh, I made it, you can also make it. And anytime you get a chance to, because we are all looking for money, by the way. I understand, we are all looking for money, all of us. We want to have stable income, and for that I have appreciated the 7 months that I've been working, because oh my god, you can, if you have a stable income, you can be able to plan yourself, you can be able to plan even ahead of you, you can be able to do things, and that is one thing that I appreciated, to have a stable income. And you can do so much, so sometimes we don't also want to, I wouldn't discourage someone not to go you can actually apply, go to any cruise ship you want, just apply and go work. Your experience may not be my experience, but I know everyone has their own experiences, so you go for it, okay? So I want to end this video here, in case anyone has a concern, a comment, or encouragement. I would also want to be encouraged. So in case anyone want to say something, just comment down below, and also please subscribe to this channel. My baby is calling me again, but I want to end this video from this point, and I don't know when else I'll post, but I will see what to post, when to post. If you want any question that you want to be handled from that topic, then I am here. Just comment down below, okay? Subscribe, and see you in